All right, we're now live. Welcome to the Celtics Live postgame, presented by Guy Boston Sports. If you're listening or watching live on Periscope or watching the replay on YouTube the next day, make sure you're let me know what you think, the comments and everything like that of that game. Celtics got another one, 2 in a row now. It's crazy. Always, always, always. They lose games, they win games. They lose games, they win games. It's crazy. It's absurd. They beat Philly, and Detroit is not a terrible team. Detroit is, I think they're going to be like 26-30 after this game. Let me check that. And, wasn't a bad team to beat. It wasn't like they took down a crappy team, even though they've lost to some crappy teams. So, it's a good win. It's good to get those 2 in a row. You're heading into the All-Star break with a 2-game win streak going on right now, after losing 2 absolutely terrible games against the 2 LA teams, Lakers and then Clippers. It was a good win. Good team win. I mean, we'll go through some of the stats here, but how about every single starter, 11 or more points, double digits? That's freaking awesome. We got Jaylen Brown off the bench with 17. But yeah, let's get to the starters. Leading the way, we had Jason Tatum, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Right behind him was the guy that we need to wait on. We need to be patient about. I've been telling you. Gordon Hayward now, another good game. He had 18 tonight with 8 assists and 5 rebounds. And Al Horford was everywhere. Al Horford was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. 16 points, or 17 from him, 14 boards, and he only needed 2 more assists to get the triple-double. He was talking to the guys on the court at the end of the game. He's like, I only need 2 more assists. Didn't get those, but he had a double-double. That was great. And then we had Marcus Smart doing a little bit of everything there. 16 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Marcus Morris only had 11. But Marcus Morris looked like he was having fun at the end of the game. You see when he checked out and he was dapping up the guys and stuff like that, Marcus Morris was having a little bit of fun, contrary to what he said a few nights ago. So he was caught in the heat of the moment there. We'll talk this game, but we can also get to just some of the stuff going on with the Celtics. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to want to talk about Kyrie and that type of stuff. But again, this was a team win. Seeing the starters do that and take down a team where this is the type of game that the Celtics have been losing all year. Like a Blake Griffin goes off for 32 against them. They've been losing those games when a star on the other team kind of takes control. And then throw in the fact that Andre Drummond had 21 and then Reggie Jackson has 18 behind him. Like, the Pistons came to play tonight. The Pistons sure as hell came to play tonight. Maddie, hey, how's it going? Always in here early. Always in here early. Or I guess you can't be in here early. You're in here right on time. But yeah, this was a game that the Celtics, they threw haymakers with the Pistons. Think about it at the beginning of this game. I even have in my notes, started strong, went into a funk, game of runs. Pistons came back. Like, it was an up and down game. And what do you know? Boom. Boom. They take it home. And I could start to see it was the type of game that they're going to win. But let's also talk about the fact that they were shorthanded Kyrie and Rozier and Baines. No Robert Williams either. You should know, this is nothing to tip your nose to. You know what I mean? Like, the Pistons are more talented player-wise than the record would depict. It's not like you're beating the Toronto or the Bucks or even Philly like yesterday. But the Celtics coming off a back-to-back, down Kyrie, down Terry. I knew something was up with Terry yesterday. He's sick, and it's yeah. I mean, good win. That's what I'll say. Good win. This isn't a great win. This isn't a trampling win. But you're shorthanded and you have a team win. Really, really, really good team win, honestly. Let's see what we got here. We'll get to some of your comments here. Good win from, this is D's Art, man. Been saying the same thing about Hayward. He's going to be full stride. We just got to wait with Hayward. I've said it now. I get that he's kind of stunk for parts of this year, right? No one is arguing that. No one's arguing that Hayward has stunk at times this year. But what I will argue is that the fact that you don't think that he can get better, for one, that's the easiest thing. Yeah, I think Hayward's going to get better. I do. But then the other thing is like, okay, well, Mr. Know-It-All, whoever's saying this, I want to trade Gordon Hayward. Well, why don't you pick one trade that makes sense and tell me that the other team would accept that trade? They wouldn't. That's not how it's going to work with Gordon Hayward. So you know what? We're going to get games like this from Gordon Hayward. More and more games like this. And he's still not even that athletic, explosive self of him yet. You know what I mean? Like, this is Gordon Hayward scratching the surface. So just wait on him. Just wait on him. Seriously, Connor Check's checking in, saying that Hayward's gonna be primed by the playoffs. Yeah, I just think so. I mean, I think that he is just trending in the right direction. If you look at his, I don't actually have the stats in front of me, but if you look at his month to month in the last like 4 months, he's gotten better every single month. Which, you know what? At the end of the day, that's impressive. I don't care what you say, that's impressive. Let's see what we got here. Swangy says JB's been playing really well lately, especially considering he's coming off the bench. This is what I said earlier about Jaylen Brown coming off the bench when he first moved to the bench. I said it. I was like, this is gonna light a fire in him at some point or another. It did. Jaylen Brown is playing. You know why? Because not for everyone's reason. Oh, he wants to get his shots. He wants his. He wants to make sure he's a star. No, Jaylen Brown wants to get back in that starting lineup. He sees the opportunity that Smart and Morris, that whole little combination, it's starting to fade off. Right? The Celtics rattle off an 8-game win streak when they moved to that starting lineup. Well, guess what? Guess what? Now Jaylen Brown's starting to see. He's like, okay, I can get back into the starting lineup, and that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. CV Darren 617 says that the Celtics may be struggling now, but they'll show up in the playoffs. Yeah, I hope so. I just hope that the home court advantage doesn't hurt them. If they lose games now and they've lost some games, I just hope it doesn't really come back to bite them. You say that they play to their competition. Yeah, they do. And speaking of competition, they got some damn good games coming up. In the let's see, when does that kick off? They play Milwaukee a week from today, or a week from tomorrow, and then they go within 4 nights. They play 3 games, and 2 of those Milwaukee, and the other one is the Raptors. They play the Bulls in between, but that is going to be an awesome little 4-game stretch. So on the 21st, that's a Thursday, they play Milwaukee in Milwaukee. This is a road trip too, and then they go to Chicago for the 23rd, and then on Tuesday, February 26th, they play Toronto. That's going to be awesome because they are 2-1 against Toronto this year. The Bucks, maybe they're split if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with there, but you're right. They play to their competition. The Celtics get up for games. They do. Now, contrary to that, look what just happened. This game right here, there's no reason to get up for that. No reason at all, other than maybe let's go into the All-Star game, All-Star break strong, right? But, beat Detroit on a Wednesday night. I don't know. It's a good sign, though. It's a good sign. It's a good sign that we see Tatum going for 19, Hayward going for 18, Horford playing like playoff Al, aggressive Al. And then we see just, tertiary guys like Marcus Smart with 16, Jaylen with 17. That's the Celtics we all know and love. The guys from last year where like all of a sudden you look up and 10 guys have 15 plus. We love that. Let's see. Rapping Prince says it doesn't matter where they're seated in the playoffs as long as Kyrie is up and running. Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little Kyrie now because there is a huge narrative of like they're better without Kyrie. I'm still not totally on that. I will admit that I think that this team might be more fun to watch as a team, as a fan, without Kyrie. Does that make sense? Like, it's like, I like watching basketball be played, but Kyrie is the best player on the court when he's out there. Like, no one's arguing that. They realistically, I was texting a buddy tonight, I was like, realistically, like, everyone knows they are better with Kyrie Irving. Just a matter if you want to watch that or not. Which I do see people's points when you say, like, you like seeing Tatum. Like, Tatum is now the building block. Tatum's been playing really well. Boom. Like, I can see someone's point being like, I don't care about waiting 3 years. I want to see Tatum. Which is, whatever. I mean, to each his own. But, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle with that whole thing. Because, like, as much as, and you guys know I love Terry. But as much as I love watching Kyrie and stuff like that, like, games like this, I love that. Games like this are fun. Games like against the Sixers, when you even have the built-in narrative that you don't have Kyrie Irving, and then you smack the Sixers anyways. Shout out to the shirt of the stream. We have it on sale right now. It's up in the, I think it's up here. We own Philly. It's a $16.99 shirt. Head over there, pick it up. We sold a bunch of those today. We're going to, those are only going to be released until the end of the weekend, and as while supplies last. So if you can pick it up, if anyone has picked up any of our shirts before, you know we make some quality stuff, and the We Own Philly shirt is awesome. It's so clean. It's right there. We got the City Edition colors, but yeah, we own them. We own Philly, but yeah, back to Kyrie. It's like you got to be able to separate. Like, I can admit that I like watching the games without the superstar out there. You know what I mean? Let the young guys see what they got. But I mean, can we be realistic? It's like, if Kyrie's gonna be here long term and stuff, and if he is or if he isn't, doesn't matter. That's besides the point here. Like, he's the best player on the court. He's their best player. Right? Does that not make sense? I've had a little bit of enough of being like, oh, but they don't need him. They're so much better. You're not better without Kyrie. Maybe as a fan, you like watching them without Kyrie. But realistically, you don't win that championship without a guy like Kyrie. At least for a few more years, like before Tatum and Brown then end up developing. Jay Caesar, the only super fan in the chat right now, says, I don't mind watching Uncle Drew. Not to start a whole super fan thing again, but make sure you guys are pounding the hearts. You guys notice in the chat, Jay Caesar has a blue flame next to his name. That's because he's in here commenting, smashing the hearts. And you know what? I see every single one of his comments because it pops up like that. I do. I see every single one. If you guys think I'm missing your comments because you're not a super fan, point blank. You gotta log the minutes, you gotta log the hearts, all that jazz. Let's see. It's Swangy says just keep playing Kyrie Irving from the bench. Imagine that. Imagine that we have Kyrie Irving coming off the bench. That would never fly. Rapping Prince says you don't like watching without Kyrie. Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm saying that. Like, I can understand if someone does, you know what I mean? Like, I do get some sense of satisfaction watching these guys play without him. I'm not, I don't think that they're better without Kyrie. It doesn't matter, but, like, if a fan wants to say I'm more of a fan without Kyrie out there, then I guess that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like I said, to each his own. It's how it's gonna work. It's, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want Kyrie out there, you just have to separate the fact that you just know that he should be out there. Does that make sense? That's probably the easiest way to put it. If someone's bitching about Kyrie being out there, just know, you just at least admit that you know he should be out there and you just don't like the guy. That's fair. Totally fair. Jay Caesar says Gordon's starting to gain his trust again. Me too, except I've been trusting Hayward since you can probably date back to some of my older streams, and I'm like, probably prematurely, just being like, oh, he'll be good. He's finally starting to do it consistently. I want to see what he does against, because we saw what he did against the Warriors. Big game, and absolutely shit came out of it. Let's be honest. Like, Gordon Hayward was one of the worst basketball players that we had seen in that Warriors game. He literally looked like if you took me and just threw me out there, except I might hit a couple more threes than him. But now it's like, okay, he rose to the occasion against Philly without Kyrie there. That is a huge line. That's a huge storyline. We got to recognize that. Without Kyrie there, Gordon Hayward rises to the occasion. Perfect. That is awesome. But can he keep doing it? Like, we're gonna play the Bucks. How's he gonna do against the Bucks? Parlay that into a Raptors game. Like, sure, he dropped 18 against the Pistons on a Wednesday night at home. It's good that he did. It's better than him sucking out there. But I gotta start. I'm past the Gordon Hayward getting better. I know he's getting better. Now I want to see him start to put together the mental things. You know what I mean? I want to see him start to put together the mental shit. Like, hey, big game. Let's go. I'm a star. I'm a star. Like, I'm Gordon Hayward. I'm not a former star coming off an ankle injury. No, I'm a star. Let me at least be aggressive and play like it. The dunks, that'll come, but the confidence, the playmaking, the non-turning it over, the non-mess ups. Yeah, I mean, that he can eliminate immediately. Just got to get his head there. Rappin' Prince says they won't win without Kyrie. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that if said person is going to make the argument that they want to they don't like Kyrie, then they're realistically just wanting to wait out Tatum. Which, fine, I mean, I just think you can get the best of both worlds. Why don't you wait out Tatum while having a top 10 player in the league, right? I mean, it's not, it doesn't hurt you, but either way, I just think that it's like Kyrie is, you need that type of guy. You need to be top heavy in the league, right? You need to be top heavy in the NBA, and that's what you need. You need Kyrie Irving if you're the Celtics team. You do. I will say, I've been kind of hypothesizing, and I put a couple feeders out to people I talked to. No one really is bit, but I said, what if this is a long con by Danny Ainge? He's going to get Kyrie to sign a 5-year deal, and then flip Kyrie for Anthony Davis and run with Terry at the point. Who knows? I don't know. Again, that's just like something I just thought of. I was probably drinking one night, and I was like, oh, light bulb. Let's see what we got here. Jay Caesar. See, I see the flame next to Jay Caesar's name. You guys aren't on his level. I don't know how. So, like, Maddie is in here. Literally the first person every single chat, every single stream. No super fan there. I don't know what it is. But Jay Caesar says, I think we're best when Al plays and when he's aggressive. Yeah, totally. When playoff Al comes out, this team, think about it. Al Horford's like, oh, when he's playing like he does all the little things. You just don't notice it, right? Well, how about if he's dropping 17 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, and is doing all the little things? And I'll always say this. I love Al. I've never been an Al hater, but I do understand the haters' points when they say, all right, so why don't you just do that every night? Oh, because he doesn't have to. Why? Like, Al, why don't you just go out and do that? Just got to do it. Maddie, you're saying Hayward needs to talk himself into a better mental mindset. Yeah, and I know he's working with a sports psychologist too, so maybe that'll help. I know that those type of not procedures, but mental procedures have had some success in the past with some players. Let's see. Steven Taylor says, wouldn't be surprised if Brown and Hayward are back in the starting lineup after the break. Totally agree with you. I think I said this maybe, I've probably said it for a couple months now. It's like, if you picture the Celtics team, the one that we thought was going to be really good, right? Not saying they're not good, but the one that we thought was going to be the Eastern Conference behemoth, we didn't picture Marcus Morris and Marcus Smart starting, nor do we picture Gordon Hayward, the $31 million man, coming off the bench. So, if they're going to become that team, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either to see Brown and Hayward, because Brad's got to throw him in there at some point. Like, Jaylen Brown's playing like a starter now. He is. He's playing good, and guess what? Hayward recently playing like a starter, except I don't know. I will say I'm more confident in Brown's starting ability right now than Hayward's. I think Hayward, embraces the role on the bench, whereas I think now the fire has been lit under Jaylen Brown's ass, and he's like, F this, I want to be a starter. Gordon Hayward still kind of, I almost feel like is okay being a bench player. I could be wrong. I'm not in Gordon Hayward's head. Let's see. Anthony Catrone says, who Celtics get in All-Star break? They got Kyrie playing in the All-Star game. We could talk about, let me know, because I tweeted this out, and it was a very mixed response. I said that I'd be pretty annoyed if Kyrie plays in the All-Star game, just because he hasn't played in the Celtics in what seems like forever, even though it's only been 2.5 games. But I don't know. It's weird to me. It's nothing really against. I guess it is against him, but it's I'm annoyed that if he goes out and plays now in the All-Star game, it's okay. Well, where were you before? And I get that it's 5 days away and he could be healthier, but are we really buying the Kyrie injuries where he doesn't play against the Pistons? I get it. It's a legitimate injury. He didn't play against the Sixers. But I don't know. Something's fishy with. I think it just gets bumped and bruised so much. You never know with him what injuries are truly real and what injuries are kind of scheduled injuries almost. Like when he, after the Golden State game, and he missed a couple games due to a sore hip. I mean, come on. That you're telling me that had nothing to do with playing the Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers? I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Do you think it doesn't matter to you at all? Because I don't know. I saw a bunch of people in the mentions too saying it was a terrible take, and it's whoa, I don't know. I'm just being honest. Kyrie Irving, that's such a Kyrie thing to do. Yeah, I'm 1,000% playing in the All-Star game, but I can't play tonight. And I get it. 5 days away. 5 days away. Maybe he gets a little more healthy. I guess. I don't know. Connor Check says you don't mind it. It's just that it's odd. Which I guess. I don't know. Okay, Anthony Catrone, that's who you're saying. Who are they getting in the buyout market? Well, the Cantor's gone, huh? Cantor's now gone. I don't know. I know some people are talking about Jahlil Okafor. He's still out there? I don't know. I think it's almost like winning these 2 games makes you think all right, let's wait for Baines to come back. Why you got to buy anyone out? I don't know. There's no one out there that I just truly desire. Who do you even Enes Kanter, you put him on the Celtics, it's oh, now we're a championship contender. No, the problems of the Celtics this year go much deeper than adding Kanter to the mix. The problem with the Celtics go much deeper than adding Enes Kanter, the Turkish terrorist, compared in the eyes of their country. It doesn't matter to me. That doesn't fix their problem. They have talent. They need rebounding. Sure, Baines will come back, but I just think. I don't know. I don't know. KJ, you're saying Okafor's with the Pelicans, so yeah. So there you go. I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not into the bio mark. I don't think it would fix them. We've heard it all year. They have too much talent. So you want to add Enes Kanter to play 5-10 minutes a game? I don't think their problems are personnel. I don't. I I don't think the problem's personnel. I think that their problem goes, with how the team works together, um, in the locker room, off the court, even on the court, and then Brad Stevens. Like, I think it's that. Um, yeah, KJ's saying exactly what I'm saying. Um, Celtics have enough trouble finding enough minutes for the guys they have. Never mind a buyout guy. Like, that's really where I stand. Like, I don't think Enes Kanter is like, okay, well now the season's turned around. No, think about the complaints we've had as Celtics fans, like these past few losses and stuff like that. It's like not because they are missing an Enes Kanter. It's because they blew a lead or did something stupid, or Brad Stevens made a bad substitution in our eyes, or Kyrie gets hurt, or Gordon Hayward doesn't show up, or Tatum was absent. Like, it's not. It has nothing to do. Has nothing to do with adding a piece. So I'm just not. I'm just not totally into it. Um, Steven, you're saying that you think we could if we found a two-way wing, you'd want that, but other than that, we're fine. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not saying getting a guy in the buyout market's a bad idea. I just think that it's a non-factor. I really do. I don't think that flips a switch. You get a guy, say you add like a journeyman guy to the wings, and now you're clogging the wings again, right? You have another guy in the mix between, probably gonna miss some guys here, but you have on the wings you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, hell, Semi Ojeleye, and now you're throwing in, or Marcus Morris too. And now you're throwing in a guy like the other Morris, Markeith. Like, I don't know, it's a logjam to me. Um, KJ's saying that Greg Monroe and his Cantor would have been Greg Monroe 2.0. I was so amped for Greg Monroe. I thought he was going to be good, and then flop. Let's see. I wouldn't trade. Jay Caesar says he wouldn't trade Tatum as a side, not for AD. Um, I'm starting to be on the whole, like, I don't even want to trade Tatum at all. See, like I said, I'm the perfect mix of knowing Kyrie's the best player on the team, but also wanting to wait out Tatum. I don't know. I just think it'd be more fun as just a fan. Maybe it sets them up for a championship better getting AD. Fine. But I'm just being honest with you. I love the way Tatum plays. I love seeing the process, the work that he puts in. I love that. I don't know. Kill me, right? Like, sorry if I think that I just like the idea of building around Tatum while having Kyrie. But sure, maybe I'm now sacrificing a championship because we didn't trade Tatum for AD. It's weird. It's weird, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting attached to Tatum and Brown and stuff like that. Who knows? But either way, let's we'll take a few more questions here. We'll stay in here for probably 5 more minutes. This is the Thunder round now. Make sure we're smashing those hearts. We've had a lot so far. Everyone's trying to beat Jay Caesar. Maddie, you're saying Tatum needs to stay. Yeah, it's like he's got people's hearts. Plug hearts. Get it. Smash those hearts. Anthony's saying all right. So you know what? I heard it here first. If they get Markeith Morris, then Anthony, you told me first. We'll see. We'll see. I think that, I mean, he is a good player, so that would make them better. But again, I just think that their issues are like, I don't know. I think their issues are issues, not like, oh, we need another piece. You know what I mean? Like the Bucks' issues, they needed to spread the floor a little more, so they got Nikola Mirotic in a trade. The Celtics have issues where they're having closed-door meetings, players-only meetings, blowing 28-point leads, blowing 18-point leads. Like, that's an issue. That's not something Enes Kanter or even Marquise Morris fixes. It isn't. Let's see. We'll get a few more comments in here before we wrap it up. God, the Celtics got me staying up so late. Let's see. Swangi says, you think we'll see much of Robert Williams the rest of the season? I don't think so. I think the minute they, like, one of their more official declaring him to the Red Claws, I think that was almost like the nail in his coffin. Even though he's been back and forth a few times, I think that they just want him to get some reps. And I think he's sick. He was sick tonight too, right? I think they're almost going to save him. Not save him, but again, it's the same thing. Like, you can't fit him in. You can't fit. Tice is playing good. Baines you've clearly needed. Horford is obviously going to play. It's like you just can't fit him in as much. Anthony, you're saying we need one more piece to beat the Warriors? Yeah, I mean, but I think that if these, like, if everything goes according to plan, you just don't, though. If Tatum and Brown play like they did last year, Marcus Smart's playing better. You now have Kyrie Irving healthy, and hell, if Gordon Hayward comes back, like you have the piece to beat Golden State, and you play Golden State. They lost that game against Golden State a month back or so, and they only lost by 4. Like, they played like crap down the stretch. Kyrie had turnovers. Terry missed a few threes. Marcus Smart had a bad pass. It's like, and you lost by 4. They're right there. It's just everything needs to click, and we haven't seen that much this year. So I can totally see you saying we need the other piece. It's just I think that it could create a logjam. Like there's a risk adding a guy. It doesn't just get better from there, you know. Maddie says never get attached to a player who learn it the hard way. Yeah, I mean like my heart breaking when Isaiah Thomas got traded. Like Isaiah Thomas was a guy that I had covered and just followed forever, and then all of a sudden he gets traded for Kyrie Irving. Now I don't know, whatever. Kyrie's now the injuries and everything like that. Sure, it worked out, but Isaiah Thomas, man, he bled green. He bled absolute green. Um, Connor Check brings up a good point. We may not need another piece to be more talented to the Warriors if KD leaves. Um, Jay Caesar says that Danny doesn't want the Pelicans to ask for Robert Williams in the trade, so he's not playing him. Anthony, you're calling the title 18 this year. All right, I love it. Hell, I love it. Um, yeah, Jay Caesar, when Robert Williams steps on the court, he is just the most athletic guy on the court. Like 9 times out of 10. It's crazy. He is. There was that picture from practice a while ago, and he was just jumping up in the air with a dunk, and it looked like he was just looking in the rim, and he's just standing there, not standing, but just in the picture. Just looks so effortless. Oh, awesome. I mean, think about it. He wasn't even on the Celtics draft board. Do you guys know that? Wasn't even on the Celtics draft board because they didn't think he'd be there. They knew he had some I don't want to say problems, but you know, like there's a reason why he fell in the draft, and then they were just like, okay, well, too good to be true. Like we just have to take the talent at this point. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up. Good stream, good win from the Celtics, good team win. Again, we had 6 guys, I believe, in double digits. All the starting lineup was too. I mean, it's a good win, but we got bigger and better things to do this season. We really do. I do want to. I want to thank you guys. I talked about it last night in the stream too, but you guys are the reason I got my badge on Periscope. I mean, thank you guys very much for that. You guys pounding the hearts. You guys giving the views, the recurring views and stuff like that too. Like my replay numbers are great. That means that even when it's not live, people are jumping in here being like, all right, let me rewatch it as just like a video, which is awesome. Because the people that are watching as a replay, you can't even interact with me, but, you know, someone likes it, so awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. We're going to continue to grow. That's why I asked for the hearts. We got to get more people in here, continue to grow, get the conversation going. That way Jay Caesar can flex on more people being like, yep, I'm the only super fan in here. But, all right, talk to you guys later. Let's go see his 2-game win streak heading into the All-Star break. I think they're turning it around. Let's go. I mean, and one last shout out to the We Own Philly shirt. Head over GuyBostonSports.com/store. Pick up that shirt and tweet it to me if you do. And then if you get it, send in a picture and we'll share it around. But we'll talk to you guys later. Let's go. Go Seas.